Okay, so I'm not really sure how this is going to work out. I'm going to have to play this back and see if it went through correctly. All right. So anyway, it was a pretty good Sabbath. It was a little bit toasty today, but the skies were clear, so that's probably why I just hung up there. I don't mind it. I'm melanated, but every once in a while, all I really got to do is just wear a longer sleeve shirt, and I should be able to stay. It doesn't really bother my face, or I don't really sunburn or anything in my face, and I don't really burn on my arms, but I do turn brown. Hello, or maybe red. So I hope you had a good day, and I hope you enjoyed the Sabbath. Try things that you read in the Bible. Okay? And hold on. I'm sitting on a porch, and it's a cobblestone street, and whenever a car comes past, they just gotta zoom. So the faster the car that comes up this little incline, the louder the noise. But I digress. I don't come up here, up the street fast because I'm parking, and I don't leave here fast because uh, it's about 20 yards from my house. It's a crest, and I can't see the traffic coming the other way. It's a one way, but you'd be surprised how many days you could sit here and see somebody come up the wrong way. But I digress. So I hope you enjoyed your Sabbath. I want you to try some of the things that are in the Bible. Uh, just basically, you just start them. You'll get some things wrong. Like, for instance, when I first started doing the Sabbath, I thought I had to stay in the house. Imagine my surprise. And I think I'd stayed that way for about a whole season, or maybe a half a year. I would do that on the Sabbath. The Sabbath is Friday at sunset until Saturday at sunset. And I just showed you the beautiful end of the Sabbath with the yellow moon. With the yellow sun, not the white sun that the conspiracy theorists are talking about, which I have no doubt somewhere there is a white sun somewhere, but just not where I could see it. Um, I can't even see planet Nibiru, or the whatever that planet is supposed to be around this sun, because if you could see it, you could see it during sunset when it's easier to look at. So, for those of you who don't know why people do that, is because if you're trying to get into your spiritual state, you have to figure uh, ways to do that. Because nobody actually teaches you all your life how to get into a spiritual state. If you say or have said something like, we are spiritual beings having a temporary human experience, okay, well, exactly how do you do that? Okay, so one of the ways, or a couple of the ways that we try to do that, is we try grounding, and we try uh, tree hugging, um, which for a long time I thought tree huggers, they were really special people. But as I do the research and see other results from tree hugging, it isn't that bad. It is kind of embarrassing, and you are determined to be, hypersensitive. Well, people were seeing me hugging a tree, but I tell you what, the worst part about anything you do is what others think about it. If you think it's a good thing, well, then go on and do a good thing. And I know what the Bible says, don't lean on your own understanding, but if it's a good thing, it's a good thing regardless of your understanding. See what I'm saying? So we do that, and grounding just means take off your socks and walk in the grass. Okay. Somebody showed a X-ray of people's insides and stuff like that there, and your spinal cord actually looks like a tree. Who knew? And the roots. Somebody showed how the roots of a tree resemble the branches of the tree. So you're going to find things out as you go. So I want you to try them. If you're not making any progress, if things aren't changing for you, if you're starting all over all the time, well, that's insanity. Everybody knows that insanity is doing the same thing, expecting different results. So why don't you try something else? I'm saying this just seems the reasonable thing to do if you want to change. So I would like to change, and I would like to try something new, but I don't want to go and do any burning eye of newt or anything like that. There's just some parts that I just won't reach. Hey, how you doing? So there are just some thresholds that I just won't do. All right, so grounding connects you to the earth. Okay. Okay. So one of the ways I've been able to determine that works is because my feet feel I'm more aware of the bottom of my feet, which I can go all day and don't think about my feet at all. Okay, but I notice from grounding I'm aware of them. Okay, how many of you wear shoes in the house? All right. The only thing I can tell you is that's a bad idea. You used to think that people who would have you leave your shoes at the door, I was like, oh, man, I ain't going to get your floor dirty. But when you think about it, you actually been walking in something that happened before you got there, and you just didn't notice it. Now you're dragging it in the house. So young people, when you go in somebody's house, take off your shoes. Okay? And then have you ever noticed how you got them little... how you walk around and you like step on something hard or like a little rock or something? Well, that comes from your shoes. Okay, you just don't think about it. Your shoes just pick it up. Most of our soles are not hard soles, and they have space in it and rockets in it, and eventually the material relaxes and the rocks falls out, and then you take your shoes off. Next thing you know, you're stepping on it. Okay, and if you're like me and if you don't have your glasses on, if you know, you might not be able to find that joker right away. So you try to put your foot back where you think it was, and oh boy. So basically you just end up sweeping again. Now, hello, or running a vacuum cleaner. All right, so grounding, sun gazing. Sun gazing is supposed to be a way for you to connect with information that you might not normally get. It's just a way to encourage yourself. Just another way of looking outside of yourself, where most of your answers are going to come from the inside. Don't get me wrong, but you may be able to get some kind of inclination from sun gazing. All right. So if you have if you get the spots before your eyes or something like that there from looking at the sun, or if you get dizzy or something, just wait till a little later. So for example, sunset around here is actually like 8:30 now, and we haven't even started summer. It'll be 9:30 before you know it, before sunset. But anyway, I digress, which makes for a long Sabbath. Hello. If you're trying to do some dietary thing on the Sabbath, the thing I try to do is I try not to cook on the Sabbath day. You just pick your own thing. Basically, I found that the Jewish people actually use the Sabbath for family gatherings and stuff like that there, which most people do anyway. If somebody's coming over your house, chances are pretty good they're coming over on the Saturday. Hello. But the Sabbath is also for that. But, the Bible says, remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. So you either keep it holy to yourself, you keep it holy to your family. Try to light a candle. There's some things that you'll learn that'll help you do that, because you can light a candle. If you have a menorah, you can light a candle a couple hours before sunset to remind you, okay, here, if I'm going to cook, let me get something done, blah, blah, blah. If I got to get out and about before it gets sunset, because One of the things that confused me when I started was, well, we're not supposed to be out after the Sabbath. So the way I interpreted was uh, just stay in the house after the Sabbath. So yeah, you'll learn some things about it as long as you're into it. But try it. What do you got to lose? If you if you observe the Sabbath for 12 hours, I mean, technically 8 of them you're going to be asleep. I mean, for 24 hours, I'm technically 8 of them you're going to be asleep, and the other 16 you should be up and out about anyway because it's daytime. Okay, so I mean the way you break that thing down is. Uh, 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of darkness or night. Oh, okay. 12 hours a day, 12 hours of night. Okay. So it's really isn't that difficult. It's basically what you think, what's in your mind. What if you try it and it works? And one thing I found out about trying something new is a lot of times it doesn't happen overnight. And hey, it might even take a week. Even if you get like some medication or something, it has a buildup in your system. Okay, even if you eat something, it takes a minute before all the nutrients go through your body. I'm not sure, but I think it takes 7 days for meat to get out of your gut or something like that. There, I don't know. I knew it in my youth how long it actually took. And that's just one little piece of meat. If you sit down and if you have some meat, like we used to do. I used to buy this hoagie, and it was it's as long as my arm. It's called a Battleship, and it was luncheon meat, cheese, lettuce. I got to the point where I stopped having the lettuce because it gets all over the place. You'd almost have to eat it outside. You know what I'm saying? Because the lettuce. They put so much of it on there. So basically, it's just a meat sandwich with bread on it. Then I learned the bad part about bread. Oh boy. So if I go on a binge or something, I might go down there and get one. And the price stayed pretty much the same. I think they might have only went up $1 or $2 over all the years I've been going down there and I'm getting them. I haven't gotten that many since this is June. In the 6 months, I probably only had one since then, but I got a juicer, and I'm trying some new things. One thing I think is really dumb about the juicers, but I'll still do it, is if you go through all that cutting and peeling, you just might as well just eat the thing, you know what I'm saying? But I digress. So I'm finding some interesting remedies for the juicer, how you can actually mix all of these juices together and actually taste pretty good. It had a weird effect on me when I noticed the days that I juice, my blood pressure actually goes higher. I don't know what that's all about, but it's supposed to go lower. But be of good cheer. I did my blood pressure today. I was 116 over 64 or something like that. Or I don't know. It's sometimes it's up, sometimes it's low. They try to blame it on being sedentary or smoking cigarettes. They got all kinds of reasons, but I can be sedentary and smoke my brains out and still be 116 over 64, and then other times it's 170 something. I'm like, you know what? So anyway, everything in moderation is the way to go on that until you figure out a happy medium. And watch that blood pressure, mainly because they concern you about it, but I'm not as concerned about it as I should be, I guess. But it is what it is. Follow your doctor's orders. I'm not a medical doctor. This is not medical advice. If you need medical advice, seek yourself a medical professional. All right, so I can't think of anything else. I wrote a lot of notes. So what I'll do is I'll do a live video tomorrow and or I'll do a video tomorrow. I find that it's beneficial for me to do them on a camera and then upload them, because if I do one on Facebook, you can't share those. All right, it becomes Facebook's intellectual property. So I got like a ton of videos on my Facebook video feeds or whatever, but I can't really do anything about them. You actually have to go to Facebook to see them. And I found that if I do them on the camera, I could upload it to YouTube. And I guess if I'm savvy enough, I could share it from YouTube to Facebook. And I'm not sure, but I think I could also share it to Twitter. So I'm trying to do it that way. So I might not do a live one. And I think in order to do a live video, you have to have 1,000 subscribers or something. I can get 1,000 views per month, but I just can't get 1,000 subscribers. That's probably because I get the same people viewing over and over. So anyway, don't. I say that to tell you that what you have to say, somebody needs to hear. Trust me. Trust me. Don't just assume they know. If you see somebody do something stupid, if you didn't tell them it's stupid, why are you? All right. If you tell them and then they do it, okay. Now you're like, oh, what are you, stupid? I'm with stupid. I always wanted to buy one of those shirts. I settled for the one that says, like a good neighbor, stay over there. I settled for one of those t-shirts. I actually hung it up in the hallway. It's a shared hallway once. I have moments. I have my moments. All right, so anyway, that's about it for the Sabbath. I'll post tomorrow. Love ya. See ya. Oops.